Alright everyone, and welcome for the small weekly video that covers what the book covers also and the other lectures, but it's visually done. Now today we are going to talk about layers and selection, um, so you can work on your project. So now I'm deleting layers right now. You see, let me just do that just a second. So you see, that's where the layer panel is. The layer panel is right on the right side. If it's not there, if you can't see them, go to Window and select Layers. It's that simple. Now you get the layers showing up right here. The first thing you see when you open a new canvas, a new project, is that you have one layer, the background layer. That background layer has a little lock on it. Meaning, for example, if you take the eraser, you can't erase your background layer. Alright? It won't erase it, it'll just make it gray. Okay? Now, this is right here the history. Remember, this is part of your lesson also. This is where you can erase everything you just done. So your layers are right here. Let me take another one out. And that was the background layer. If you don't want to keep it as a background layer, simply double click on it and you will see that options for layer style appear, and you can select different type of layer styles. Right now we're gonna stay with normal. Okay, now let me select a brush. There you go, and I'll make it a little smaller. So now that it's a regular layers and not a background layer, you can erase it. You see right here? That would erase it. The little shakers that you see behind it represent invisible. Okay? Very simple. Let's make a couple new layers. So let's say I want to add something. So I create a layers. You have a couple menus right here. Delete, create a group. Alright, create an adjustment layer, and create a layer mask. Sorry. So let's just talk about create layers. We create one layer right here. It's named layer 1. You can double click on it and change his name. Let's say GIT 230. Alright. Now let's actually paint GIT 230. So we do GIT. Let's just do GIT. Actually, let's do the 230 right here. Okay. Now let's say we want to place something on top of it. We create another layers. What's under is always covered by what's on top of it. So now let me change the colors for red right here, and let me make just 2 bars to cross it. Alright, as you can see, those 2 bars are on top of our GIT 230 because the layer bars is on top of the layer GIT 230. But I can move the order of the layers by just grabbing one, left click, and moving it down where I want it, and then dropping it. Now as you can see, GIT 230 layer is on top of the bars layer, and if you look in your composition, GIT 230 layer, the graphic in blue, purplish, is on top of the red bar. I can grab the bars, put them back on top, and it will change the look of it. So that's pretty much how layer works. Layers also have opacity. Alright. They can also have what's called a blending mode. And in Windows, I like that to use the actual arrows on the keyboard to go down and try everything. As you can see that change colors, linear, overlay. So it's a different blending mode every time, you guys, and that's very useful. So make sure you Get used to use that. Now, when you have a lot of layers, you are going to want to create groups. Right here, you can create a group folder. Double click and let's say call it GIT. And in GIT, you are going to want to have the GIT 230 and the bar. And inside that, you can have the bar under or the bar on top. Right here. It's that easy. Okay. Now let's make another layer that we'll call test. And we are just gonna make, let's say, green crosses, small green crosses. Okay. Here. So we do one cross letters, let's say. Alright. Right here. Now we are gonna make a new group, call it test, for example. Drop the test into it right here, and now group works just the same way as layers. Alright, I put it just right in it, or I can put it outside it, but you can nest them inside, which is very useful. They can also have opacity and all those good options. Make sure you look in your actual book. Layers can be deleted right here. Okay, so that's how you do layers. Now let's you can watch the next video about how to detour characters or objects and composite them together. Thank you.